Okay, job 21789. This is O'Reilly Auto Parts in Seattle. This is something that we've looked at a couple times for Venture Paving, but we're back to the drawing board again. Patrick is no longer with the company, which I know that was part of the problem in the past with the RFPs. He's no longer there. So working with Tyler, and we are looking at the front of the store. I had a video that I'll probably, I had a video that I just made the other day, but the instructions have kind of changed. So I'm going to try to do this from what I've got right now. So in the RFP, I'm going to have all the quantities put in on Google Drive. I was going to put it on Workman's, but I think I won't. The instructions were to use the same quantities that are in this job, but we're going to change up how we're going to put in the new sidewalk, the new ADA compliant area, how to turn that yellow area that's asphalt into concrete, and then the blue is asphalt transition. All the blue asphalt transition on the left half of this building, we probably won't have to do. I mean, it'll be very minimal. So the quantities that we have there, we're going to throw over to this side in case we need to expand the asphalt transition around this area down here and out here. We can only go so far because there is a fog line that runs out here, and that's the right of way, which is Aurora Avenue. So the goal is to stay out of there. I was standing out in the street, as you could see, and none of the traffic was coming. And where the fog line is, you've got about 2 feet from there to where the swale is. What we're trying to do is not really go past the swale. From the swale out to the concrete, it's about 22 feet. So what we're trying to do is turn this whole area in front into concrete, make this ADA compliant over on the right hand side, have this as concrete, but it doesn't have to be ADA compliant. We're going to raise up the landing here. Currently the sidewalk sits at about 5 inches, and then there's a 2-inch tiny little 2-inch ramp that goes up to the threshold of the door. So we're going to end up taking all this concrete out, creating a concrete landing that's taller than what it is right now. So it'll be about 7 inches. And then from there, we're going to ramp this down to the surface where the asphalt is. As a matter of fact, we're going to go down about 2 inches into the current surface. So we're going to go down below this surface about 2 inches. On this side, I originally was going to have us ramp down to the surface, but we're not going to do that. We're basically just going to ramp down about 2 inches and get back to the current sidewalk that's there. All right. So the main objective is to tear out all the concrete sidewalk, build up a 7-inch tall concrete landing that's here, that's 2 inches by 2 inch or less. So that way it matches up with the threshold height of the door. From there, we're going to ramp this down. And on this side, we'll ramp it down, but not all the way down to the surface. We'll only ramp it down about 2 inches and then go back to the current height, re-pour sidewalk at the same height through here that it was before, showing at least about a 5 or 6 inch reveal on the face. Out here, we're going to rip out these stalls in a rectangular fashion. So all this in the front is going to come out, and we're going to put it back as concrete. On this side, same thing. We're going to rip out the asphalt. We're going to put it back as concrete, but this new concrete is going to sit at about 2 inches lower than what the current height surface is up here near the sidewalk. So that way we have minimal transition with asphalt to have to do out here by the street front. Okay, 2 ADAs have to go in, 2 ADA signs on surface mount posts need to go in. A truncated dome at the bottom, a truncated dome at the top, and then striping in the end. I moved a little bit to the right so you can kind of see what we're dealing with on this current concrete situation. So we're having to remove all this sidewalk and this concrete ramp that comes down. So we got to remove that, but we're keeping the post, of course. And then we need to set this pipe. There's like a drain pipe that comes off of this downspout, and it's sitting right in the middle of this concrete. We need to take that and bring it out to the side and let it drain out the side here, because that's no longer going to be like that. So we'll have to take that away and let the water just drain down. So as you can see out here, this line right here is about 22 feet from the sidewalk there. Currently the sidewalk from left to right is less than 2%. It's from building out to the front where it slopes out around, I think it was 3%. So that'll have to be adjusted. This right here slopes down to this swale, and that swale is right about there where that water line is. Okay, so it's right about there. We're trying to remove the asphalt probably all the way out to here, and then up in this area right in here is going to be about as far as the concrete goes. Concrete will come out just a little ways out here as well, outside the existing sidewalk, as you can see in the red. That's going to be our ADA compliant area. Here's a side view from the south end where the ADA is going to be, the crosshatch is going to be, and then the other ADA stall. You can see that's our 22-foot distance from here out to the seam where the newer asphalt is. Okay, so we're trying to keep everything within the property and trying to minimize the transition from concrete to asphalt by taking the height of this surface, dropping it down about 2 inches. Okay, so we're also decreasing the sidewalk width. I said 6 feet, but we can go to 5 feet if we want to. On the RFP, they said we could go to 5 feet. So instead of that being 6 feet, we're going to decrease it to a 5-foot width from building wall out. So that's going to give us a little bit more room on the ADA stalls as they pull up. Since we're bringing this sidewalk down to the surface, or I should say below, we need to have something for these cars to basically stop and not run into the building. So we need to add 2 wheel stops to this project, and you'll see that in my notes on Google Drive. Here's an aerial. Here's the front of the store. Here's Aurora Avenue. Back here is a huge area for parking. We can use this for staging. We can also come up on the side of the building here and park. I would suggest that we park over here as much as possible, because back here you got to keep your stuff locked. You got tweakers and whatnot. Like right over here on the street right now, currently, there's an old rundown Jaguar that some dude's living out of, and I've saw, some tweakers and stuff walking through here. So don't leave backpack blowers and stuff like that just sitting on a truck back here in the back. It'll get taken. I would suggest maybe coming up on the north end here at the corner and parking there in the shady spot. Keep our stuff close. All right. Like I said, all quantities will be in there on Google Drive. All the quantities are really on the RFP, but it's just designed a little bit different. So any questions, let me know.